I am Kat Woods. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to review this new premium Bible from Holman. So this right here is actually their second edition of this line. Not really this line because it is completely different from their first one. Their first one, I do believe it was a single call. Oh no, verse by verse. Anyways, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. But anyways, I'm going to give you the review over this one. And then I'll talk about it. This is just their second one. Okay, so this is their handcrafted collection. It is the CSB, so Christian Standard Bible. All right, you got this two-piece box. Here are their specs. I'll go ahead and walk you through all the specs through the review. And I'll also have an unaffiliated link in the pinned comment below for you. So that's the box. The Bible itself, it is goatskin. Now this is what I was going to say is different from the first one. If you have seen their first one, so I was going to wait until the last, but I'm going to go ahead and just show you now. Their first one, I'll also have a link in the description box for the review over this one. But here's their box. It kind of looks the same. So look at these boxes. They kind of are the same. That's why I'm saying, hey, it's the second one. But this is a single column, and this is a double column. And this one's a wide, well, they're both wide margins. Both goat skins. So, okay. Let's look at these. So, they're both goat skins, but look at the grain work on them. This is their very, very first one. So, they were just breaking through the premium world. They were learning about it. And when they first put out these Bibles, you all, there was a super strong chemical smell. Everyone, I mean, even that in that review, you're going to hear me talk about it. You're going to hear me say how to get rid of it. This one, there was no smell at all. No chemical smell. No, we couldn't figure out if it was from the cover, if it was from the paper. We did not know. Everyone had the smell. So with the second one, don't worry, you will not get it. But the major complaint about this one was how floppy this goatskin cover was. I mean, some people love it. Some love that floppy feel when you go to the Bible. It just, let me back you up a little bit. Look at that. It just melts in your hand. Others like a typical, you know, a stiffer look. So they listened to us, and we have a stiffer goatskin. It will loosen up just a little bit, I'm assuming. I just got this Bible, so I don't know. But leathers, they typically loosen up. Let's see on the inside. Yeah, the covers. This feels more synthetic than this cover over here. This one actually feels, I don't even know, just softer. It's a softer feel. Like, listen to this, and then listen to this. Like, it's just different, and you can just see the different movements on camera. So that's different too. The covers and liners are different. The insides, they're obviously different. This is going to be a single column, and we have a double column over here. So let's go ahead. And I darkened up the art gilt. I like the dark red art gilt. They do have art gilt, but it's a real light salmon color. So you get the red under gold. But as you can tell, it's super light. I like it darker, so I will add my own ink to it. But the wide margins, even though it's a single column, it looks like it's a little bit more room over here. But they're the same. They're literally the same. Let's get you a close look for those of you who like a closer look. A reminder, this is the second column and the first one. This one over here is a 10.5 point font. Very, very, very beautiful. I mean, look at that. Between the words, super clear. If you want to just circle, you know, mark up just a single word, you have plenty of room. There's no squishing the words in between. Beautiful. And then, like, I do wish the gutter had more of a margin space for more, you know, notes, but it's not bad. It kind of seems like there's a little bit more over here, but they're not. They're the same exact on both Bibles. All right, so there's a comparison, a quick comparison between the two. Just wanted to show the main specs. The main difference of these two are obviously the layout, but these covers, you all, they changed the covers. Okay, put this one away. Hey, baby Lilith. Oh, don't get wrapped up in that. You don't want to choke yourself on that one. Okay, so let's come back through here. So it is a goatskin. We have 3 tooled ribs. The goatskin is very, very grainy. It's like a river stones. It is smythe sewn. We have black matching head and tail bands. Love the gold foiling. I love these arches. This is the craftsmanship. Very, very, very beautiful. They're paying attention to how premium Bibles are supposed to look. Their first one, they did the exact same. So they knew what they were doing, just that people were wanting a stiffer cover, especially for this, because this one will be a bit thicker because it is a single column. You will want a stiffer cover. It gives more, you know, sturdiness. We have the presentation page. I do love their logo. Got the title page. And then we have the copyright page. I went blank there, but I was also reading it. So this was printed in 21. It's printed in China. We have 3 different covers over here to choose from. The only other accent color you're going to have in here will be a red, like a dark blood red color. So love, love, love that. Introduction to the Christian Standard Bible here. So if you want to know about this translation, please make sure you go ahead and read over this. Don't ask other people how this translation is. I did say it was a 10.5 point font. Very clear. I love the feel of the paper. It's super smooth. But let me give you a slow closer look. Down here we do have footnotes. But check this out. We will have headers. And then the red color will be for the book, the chapter, and the verses. And then also down here, when you get the translator notes, they'll be in the red color. But just look at this. Look how readable. And if you're going to do any kind of underlining, marking up your Bible, this is perfect. These words are not all squished in together. You got margin space on the bottom, in the gutter, and the outer margin. We do have 3 ribbon markers, a black, a gold, and a red. Not anything super impressive, especially for the price of the Bible, but they're not bad. I mean, they're nothing like what Crossway gives you. They're way better than Crossway. I do wish they were cut at an angle. I mean, because they're starting to frail a little bit right here, you could tell. But I like the angle cut. I don't like that straight cut at all. And this is only in Genesis, but look at all this margin space when it comes to certain verses. That's a lot of room. I don't know the GSM paper. It feels like a 30, maybe a 32, 36. But it does feel really good. It feels like it's going to take to pin very, very, very well. So super excited about that. Let me go ahead and put you on the tripod. Don't want to continue to shake you around. All right. All in all, it's just a beautiful, like, I'm going to say a study Bible, but it's not a study Bible. A desk Bible, because it is a pretty big Bible to carry around. I mean, if you have bigger hands, this is perfect for a man. For a woman, this big of a Bible, I wouldn't be taking it on the go with me. I'd keep it sitting here on the desk. But for you guys, yeah, you could definitely take this Bible to church. I really like the red verse numbers. I mean, even though they're kind of small and tiny, you could still, you know, see them against the black. The poetry section, you're going to have a lot of room to mark, which I love. And then it will lay flatter. You won't get this hump really bad. It's brand new, so once you loosen it up, it's what's causing this hump that you see over here on the left. It's because of this edge line. So once this edge line is used to being all used and worn in, it will loosen up. And this is another thing. I love that they did this. The edge line, most of them, the publishers, will not glue both of these papers together. I don't know why. They will only glue halfway, but Holman glued the whole thing together. So it's just one big piece here. So that's another reason for the stiffness. But it keeps from somebody saying, oh, it's halfway glued. Well, let me rip it open. And it's not supposed to be like that. If you find these front pages, back pages glued, please leave them be. It's part of the protection and the reinforcements for your Bible. So that's genius. All right, coming back through here. Now, I know we all wanted to know what this Bible will look like if you marked it up. I used the Pentel and the Hybrid. And I used the 03. Sorry, I forgot I was going to show you this. Everyone reviews these Bibles, but we never know what it looks like when you mark it up. So, I wrote out some information I wanted to keep. Again, I used one of my Pentel pens. All right, and we're going to see the back of the page. Look how beautiful. So the same amount of, I guess, show through what we see from the text of the next page, which is basically nothing, is the same that we're going to get with this pen. So I know a lot of the times we want to flip over and not see any kind of pen, but there's never going to be any magic pen like that, people, because we can still see the text. So I love those pins. And another thing, I know has been a popular question, when we're writing, sometimes the page will curl up. That just has to do with the environment that you're in. If you have like heaters going on in like the wintertime like I do, it's just the page will kind of curl. Once you write on the back, it will lay down, like it'll continue to lay flat. All right. So that's what that Bible looks like, all marked up. Well, a page marked up. I got to come back in, put the verse I was reading over and writing about. I should have highlighted it, but I wanted to get this video out. So, of course, I always come back and do more, come on, kitty hair, do more updates of how I'm using these Bibles, what I'm using. Now, when it comes to the New Testament, there's no red letter, but whenever, if you have a CSB, you already know this. Whenever they reference the Old Testament and the New Testament, they bold out the verses. So you will see randomly sprinkled throughout the New Testament these verses that are like emboldened, like they're trying to grab your attention. That's a reference to the Old Testament. Like, look at that. And they did a real good job with it. Like, they didn't still, because their words are bigger and thicker, they still have the same amount of spacing in between. So if, say, I wanted to circle worship and underline the whole thing, Like you won't be distracting, like you won't be underlining but catching the top of the next verse. Or if you want to circle it, you won't be circling and marking other words around it. So beautiful, beautiful job. So that is this Bible. They do have a concordance in the back, but it is a smaller concordance. When they have anything above a 10-point font itself, they should have the information in the back, not at a 10, but at least a 9. I mean, look at this concordance. Super tiny. So we have a 3-column concordance. You can see the columns, but you may not be able to see the words very well. And whatever word that we're going to be looking up, it is in that same beautiful red color. It's just so small. I don't understand why it's so tiny. But they do continue with margin space back here. So if you want to test out your pens, you're able to use these back pages as a tester page. That's what I tell all of my viewers. Make sure whenever you want to use a Bible to mark up, come back here to the very last page. We're lucky. This has some actual blank pages. But typically they don't have any blank pages. So I tell them to use the last page of their concordance, which would be right here. You have all this space to use for your highlighters, your pens, to mark them up. You can even highlight the words so you see what those pens will look like on these, the black ink that they're using. We're going to get a couple of blank, hi Lil, a couple of blank pages. So there's like 5 of them, 4 or 5. You can write some notes. Now these maps, you all, I love, 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 love Holman maps. I love these colors. It's real modern looking, but old too, if that makes sense. I like the way they look. It kind of has like a desert feel. It's just, I don't know. I really love Holman's. And it is on semi cardstock, but not really. So it's a happy in between. It's still on paper, so they're not real thick, funny ones. I like the white big margins on the outside. Like it really frames the maps beautifully. And the color that they use, it just pops off of it. I really, really enjoy their maps. They're so beautiful. And they're very readable. So let me get closer here. Sometimes when you print something this small with this many, words in one small spot, they get all bunched together, but it's so clear. Like you're able to read everything clearly. They did such an amazing job. But these are some beautiful, look at that. Beautiful. I seen that. I was like, ooh, this could be like a framed picture. That's how much I like these maps. These have to be my favorite maps. But okay, that is it. So Holman did an amazing job with this second one. That's not really a second one. You guys are 2 different Bibles, but with just listening on what people like in their premium Bibles, so they can only get better from here. Lilith, would you like to thank I'm not trying to span that over. For those of you who had seen Lilith in the other video, she was asking for some prayers because her eye was acting up. Look at her now. Sissy's all better. She was healed the next day. So the Lord moved for her. He answered all her prayers. She's very camera shy. She doesn't like being the center of attention. Huh, baby Lilith? This is her favorite spot. She loves any place where she can get next to Mama's Bibles. But okay, if you do have any questions for me, leave them in the comments below. I love communicating with you all. As always, remember, be a creative tool in our Father's Art Box. I'll talk to you all later.